Hello, my name's Doug Page. I'm the Airport Operations Coordinator at Port Macquarie Airport. Very critical element of everything that we do here at the airport is to ensure that the aircraft can arrive and depart safely and are not interfered with by either dangerous items on the runway such as stones or loose bolts or anything like that. But the critical one is wildlife management and making sure that we reduce the risk of an aircraft having an impact with either bird life or wildlife mammals. Bird life is particularly interesting, even to the point of how we mow our grass. We mow our grass quite high. That creates a nice dense mat of grass here that reduces the ground-dwelling birds like the plovers, and it reduces the raptors overhead because they can't see their prey in the thick mat of grass. So the grass we're standing in at the moment is probably about ankle deep. That's been going for about 5 or 6 years where we've been using this technique, and it really does help reduce the birds around the runway environment, which again reduces the risk of an aircraft having a bird strike as we move forward. In the background over there is also the fencing, having wildlife fence that's stopping mammals coming onto the runway, which again reduces the risk of a mammal having an impact with an aircraft. So aside from actually trying to make the environment less attractive to bird life, we have to actually disperse them. We generally use the vehicle to actually manoeuvre them and try and chase them and move them away from the runway, but birds actually get used to certain continuous techniques. So we do have the ability to use what's called a cracker shot, which is a pyrotechnic out of a shotgun. Creates a loud bang or a whistle, and we can actually disperse flocks of birds with that as well. We only do that after we've tried chasing them off a few times and they get used to the vehicle. Then we'll use a different technique, and then we'll go back to the vehicle again just to make sure we vary our techniques. If an aircraft has an impact with a bird on landing and then gets here, it usually means the aircraft is grounded. One of the critical things we have to do after a bird strike with an aircraft is try and recover the carcass and then interpret from the carcass whether we've got every bit that's actually been struck. If it's bounced off the fuselage, we generally find the carcass of a plover or a duck or a small bird intact. But if it's been hit by the propeller of an aircraft, it's usually chopped into multiple pieces. That becomes very critical because it's important to be able to tell the pilots and the engineers to make sure that we've got all the pieces, therefore none of it has gone down inside the engine. That's an even bigger job for maintenance and could put the aircraft out for a couple of days.